It is quiet. Not the comforting quiet that wraps around your soul and makes you feel safe, but the heavy kind, the kind that seems to press down on your chest, making each breath feel like work. You are sitting there, staring at your prayer mat. It is right in front of you, just a few steps away. The same prayer mat you once rushed toward, the same place that has absorbed the weight of your forehead in prostration, the same soft fabric that once carried your tears when your heart felt alive. But now it feels far. You don't remember when it happened. Maybe it was last week. Maybe months ago. Maybe it's been building for years without you noticing. Somewhere between the rush of life, the endless notifications, the conversations, the laughter, the disappointments, the moments you told yourself, I'll fix it tomorrow, something changed. There was a time you would wake before dawn, when the world was still and dark, and it felt as though the only sound was the beating of your own heart. You would feel the cool water of wudu on your skin, and it was as though it washed away not just the sleep from your eyes, but the dust of sin from your soul. You would stand in the stillness of tahajjud and whisper to Allah, knowing, not just hoping, that He was listening. You didn't just believe it, you felt it like a certainty that wrapped itself around you. And in those moments you knew who you were. You were someone chosen, someone invited into the quiet intimacy of the night, someone allowed to stand in front of the Lord of the worlds. Every sajda felt like home. Every tear felt like a cleansing. And the days that followed those nights, they were lighter. The dunya felt less suffocating because you had seen the vastness of the akhirah in your heart. But now that you has faded, salah feels rushed. The Qur'an feels like ink on a page instead of light in your chest. Du'as that once poured out of you with tears now feel like words you have to force through dry lips. And the worst part is, you know it. You have tasted the sweetness of Iman before, and now the absence feels even heavier. You tell yourself you are just tired, just distracted, just in a phase. But somewhere in the corners of your mind is a whisper you try to ignore. What if I am slipping away? What if my place with Allah is being taken by someone else? Because you have heard the ayah before, perhaps in passing, if you turn away, He will replace you with another people. Then they will not be like you. You never thought it was about you. You thought it was about the people who abandon Islam completely, the people who openly disobey Allah. But now, you wonder, what if turning away doesn't always mean leaving Islam? What if it also means turning away in the small ways? Letting your heart grow cold, letting your worship fade, letting your love for Allah be replaced by love for distractions. It's not a thought that comes to you with thunder and lightning. It's quieter, more dangerous. It slips in during the moments when you scroll for hours and realize you have not thought of Allah once. It lingers when you pray, but can't remember what you recited. It weighs on you when you go to bed without a single sincere dua. You try to remember when it started. Maybe it was the time you skipped salah because you were busy. Maybe it was when you indulged in that sin and told yourself you would repent later. Maybe it was when you stopped surrounding yourself with people who reminded you of Allah, replacing them with people who remind you of everything but Him. And now, here you are, staring at the prayer mat. The adhan is past. The window of salah is narrowing. Your phone is glowing on the table, promising more distraction, more noise to drown out the unease in your chest. You tell yourself you'll just check one thing. You tell yourself you'll pray after. But somewhere deep inside, a quiet voice is pleading, don't delay again. You are not guaranteed the next moment. It is in this stillness, in this private struggle that no one else sees, where the real battles of faith are fought. Not in the grand moments, not in the public acts, but here, in the silent choices between a step toward Allah or a step away. And maybe you have forgotten something important. Allah has not replaced you yet. You are still here. You are still breathing. Your heart is still beating. And if you can still hear this reminder, it means the door is still open. But what is happening to you? Why do you feel this way? Why does someone who once felt so close to Allah now feel distant? Is this a sign that you have been abandoned? Or is it a test, an opportunity to fight for your place before it is given to someone else? Faith is not a straight line. The Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, told us that faith increases and decreases. The Qur'an speaks of hearts becoming hard, of people forgetting, of the love of this world distracting from the remembrance of Allah. You are not the first to feel this way. You will not be the last. The danger is not in feeling distant. The danger is in staying distant. Maybe what you are experiencing is Allah's way of showing you the reality of your need for Him. Sometimes the emptiness is a mercy, because it wakes you up to the fact that nothing else fills you the way He does. And if He is removing the sweetness you once felt, it might be because He wants you to search for it again, to prove to yourself and to Him that you value it enough to work for it. Because make no mistake, Allah does not need you. His religion does not need you. If you and everyone on earth abandoned Him, it would not decrease His majesty in the slightest. But you need Him more than you need air in your lungs. And if you walk away, He can replace you with someone who will love Him, someone who will rise when you sleep, someone who will remember when you forget. This is not said to scare you into despair. This is said to awaken you to hope. Because if you are hearing this now, it means He has not replaced you yet. You are still being called. The fact that you feel the loss means you still have something to lose and something to fight for. Think of the companions of the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him. Some were born into faith and stayed steadfast. Others stumbled, fell, even turned away, but returned with sincerity, and Allah honored them. And some were given a chance and let it slip away. Their names are not remembered with honor, but as lessons. Which one will you be? There is an ayah in the Qur'an that says, indeed, Allah will not change the condition of a people until they change what is in themselves. Your heart will not reignite by accident. Your worship will not deepen on its own. You have to take the first step back. And Allah promises that if you come to Him walking, He will come to you running. And so, maybe this emptiness is not your end. Maybe it is your beginning. Maybe this is the moment you decide that you will not be replaced. That you will fight for the sweetness of faith again. That you will remember the one who never forgets you. Because somewhere, someone else is standing in the night, their forehead on the ground, their tears soaking the prayer mat. Somewhere, someone else is raising their hands and asking Allah to make them among those He loves. And perhaps, if you delay too long, that someone else will take your place. But today, right now, you can choose differently. You can rise, you can return, you can say to your Lord, in the quiet, in the stillness, I am here, and I am not going anywhere. You sit in that quiet, the kind of quiet where you can almost hear your own heartbeat. But now, there's another sound inside you, not loud, not external, but deep. It is the echo of a truth you've been avoiding. Allah does not need you, but you desperately need Him. This is where the core of the matter lies. The reality you cannot escape is that Allah's deen will continue whether or not you stand with it. His plans do not depend on you. His mercy, His power, His glory, they remain perfect, untouched, whether you remember Him or not. If every human, every jinn, every living being on this earth turned away, the kingdom of Allah would not lose a single grain of sand. But you, without Him, you are lost. You are like a traveler in a vast desert with no water, and the only oasis is the remembrance of Allah. Without it, the thirst of your soul will consume you. You might try to quench it with distractions, entertainment, wealth, people's success. But each one will evaporate, leaving you more empty than before. This is why Allah tells us in the Qur'an, and if you turn away, He will replace you with another people, then they will not be like you. It is not a threat born of anger. It is a statement of truth, that the privilege of serving Allah is just that, a privilege. It is an honor to be chosen for guidance, an honor to be given the ability to remember Him, to worship Him, to carry His message. And honors can be withdrawn. Think about this. The very fact that you can say, La ilaha illa Allah, with belief in your heart, is not something you earned on your own. It is a gift that billions do not have, and gifts are entrusted, not owed. If you throw them aside, they can be given to someone who will hold them close. But there is more. This ayah is not just about punishment, it's about opportunity. If Allah is telling you that you could be replaced, He is also telling you that you have the chance right now to not be replaced, to rise, to return, to guard this treasure of faith before it slips from your hands. You see, faith is not static. It is alive, breathing. It grows with remembrance, with acts of worship, with sincere dua, and it withers with neglect, with sin, with the constant pull of dunya. Every day, your Iman is either increasing or decreasing. It never stands still. If you are not moving toward Allah, you are drifting away. The companions understood this so deeply that they would fear hypocrisy, not because they had committed major sins, but because they noticed even a moment when their hearts felt less connected. Hanzala ibn Abi Amir, one of the companions, once came to Abu Bakr, may Allah be pleased with him, saying, Hanzala has become a hypocrite. Shocked, Abu Bakr asked why. Hanzala explained that when they were with the Prophet, their hearts felt full of remembrance, as if they could see Jannah and Jahannam before their eyes. But when they returned to their families and their daily lives, that intense feeling would fade. Abu Bakr admitted he felt the same, and together they went to the Prophet Ak, who reassured them that this fluctuation was normal. But the key was to never let the heart stay in a state of heedlessness. And here is the main spiritual lesson. You are in a daily struggle to keep your heart alive. If you ignore it, if you feed your body and starve your soul, if you give hours to the dunya and only crumbs to your Creator, you risk being replaced by someone who will love Him more, remember Him more, serve Him more. But imagine if you became that someone. Imagine if you were the one Allah chose to replace another's neglect. The one who stands in the night while others sleep, who remembers Allah while others scroll, who fasts while others indulge, who gives while others cling to their wealth. Imagine the honor of Allah saying, this servant will take their place. The truth is, every day, somewhere in the world, replacements are happening. A man in his 40s in a busy city puts his head down for sajda for the first time in years. A young woman in a remote village memorizes her first shura. A convert in a country you've never heard of says the shahada with tears streaming down his face. They are stepping into places others left empty. The question is, will you let your place be taken? Or will you guard it with everything you have? Because faith is like a lamp. If you guard it, it will light your way and the way of those around you. But if you leave it unattended, the wind of heedlessness will blow it out, and someone else will be given a lamp to carry in your place. And that is why the Prophet taught us to constantly ask Allah for steadfastness. Among his most frequent du'as was, O turner of hearts, keep my heart firm upon your religion. He was the most beloved to Allah, yet he still feared the turning of his heart. And here we are, distracted, forgetful, busy, yet confident that we are safe. No, my friend, safety is only in holding tight to the rope of Allah every single day, every single hour. Safety is in recognizing that guidance is not a permanent possession, but a gift that can be taken. Safety is in begging Allah to not replace you. And perhaps the reason you feel this emptiness right now is because Allah is giving you a warning wrapped in mercy. He is telling you, come back before you are replaced. There is an old story from our history, not of kings or warriors, but of the heart. Once, there was a man known for his closeness to Allah. His name was Balaam ibn Ba'ora. He had knowledge, wisdom, and even the gift of making dua that was answered. But when the dunya called him with promises of status and comfort, he followed it. He turned away from the truth he knew so well until Allah described him in the Qur'an as a man who slipped from guidance, like a dog that pants whether chased or left alone. His place was taken, not by someone richer, but by someone more sincere. And then there is the opposite story. The story of Salman al-Farisi. Born the son of a wealthy Persian noble, surrounded by privilege and luxury, he gave it all up in search of the truth. He traveled through lands, endured slavery, walked miles upon miles, until Allah led him to the Prophet A. Salman's sincerity earned him a place so high that the Prophet A said, "Salman is from us, the people of my household." He replaced no one in name, but in spirit he filled the place left by those who turned away. Two men, two paths. One lost what he had, the other gained what he sought. And you stand today between these two roads. The truth is, Allah's deen will never be short of people to carry it. The adhan will still echo in the skies. The Qur'an will still be recited. The message will still move hearts, with or without you. The question is not whether Islam will survive. The question is whether you will survive in it. So tonight, before you sleep, speak to your Lord as if this is your last night. Tell him, "Why Allah, do not replace me. Choose me. Keep me. Let me die with La ilaha illa Allah on my tongue and in my heart." Because in the end, it's not about being remembered by people. It's about being remembered by Allah. And there is no greater honor than that.